Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. And I say good because this is the day which the Lord hath made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. I've been waiting for you. And I don't believe that you're here by chance, because as you were surfing the YouTube on the videos, I know that you were looking for something to watch that would be good to and for you. And I do believe that it was God that had you to click on this video. So here you are by divine appointment. And with that being said, let me introduce myself to you. I am Apostle Cheryl, and I'm always in the process of changing to become someone better than who I currently am. So I am me, whoever that is at this moment, and I accept that. The subject matter today is mental health, and to let you know that the health of your mind matters. So I will be talking to you about the mind and the state of the mind that people either go in, stay in, or go through. This will be a series, and I will be talking to you, and guess what? You'll have the opportunity to talk back to me, and together we will make tremendous progress and change. Now, these videos will probably only be about 10, no more than 15 minutes each, because I want you to be able to take in what it is you're hearing and to let it do in you what it is intended to do. I am not going to overwhelm you with a lot of information at one time, so that over the course of these videos, you will be able to harness and to hold on to whatever you hear for you, and it will stick. And then you will be able to walk out the healing process for your mind. Whenever we hear the word mental, we always associate it with the mind. And we are correct. But today, this time upon you watching, I want you to make it personal. I want you to be able to say this with me. I want you to say, I'm ready to deal with what's in my mind. I'm willing that if I hear somebody else tell their story, I'm willing that to hear it, and if I can identify in some place with what I hear, if I can identify with it, that I will then open up my mouth and I will start speaking concerning my mind and what it is I am going through. So with that being said, let's get started. It's not about a backstory of how you got to the state of mind that you're in, or who or what it was that got you here. You're here, and we have to be able to own it. Why? Because you are actually in it. And this is the most critical and pivotal place that you can come to. Because if you can admit this, then things then can begin to open up in you for your release. The things that are locked up in us that have us captive, and whenever things of this nature come to us, whatever it is that's in us that's holding us captive in a place that we won't be able to move or to go forward, then guess what? We can't produce or be productive to the extent that we're capable of. Why? Because of what we have locked up on the inside of us that won't allow us to be able to reach our full potential. But don't you forget, and I want to remind you that in this place, that Christ came to set the captives free. And guess what? In this case, you have the authority, and you will have to give yourself permission to do what? To be released from whatever the it is in your life, in your mind, that has you in a place of not being able to move. We hold the key. You hold the key for the release of yourself from the mentalness that's going on in the mind that's holding you captive. These are some of the things that we think about whenever we talk about being held captive. We find ourselves holding on to what was done. We find ourselves holding on to who did it. We also think about who knows about it. We think about when it was done. We have questions like, Could it have been avoided? Could I have done something different? Then you find yourself coming to a place that you blame yourself. You find yourself in a place of guilt. You find yourself in a place of shame. And guess what you become? You become the Crypt Keeper. All these things that you hold on to, these things lay in you, and they lay dormant until something happens that comes and triggers. But you walk with these things every single day. So it's almost like you're a dead man walking, because you're not living up to your full potential. So many things also come along with why you're still holding on to these things in your mind that are really no good for you. And it stops you, as I said before, from moving on in life with your life. Yes, I did. I said it stops you from moving on. Why? Because an unhealthy mind will not allow you to move. Notice at the beginning, I said mental health matters. And we don't downplay the fact that there is a place that we are in mentally. We're not saying that that's not true. We don't downplay that. But however, our focus is going to be on what it is that's needed for us to be able to return to a healthy and a profitable mindset. So therefore, we're going to focus on healing. We're going to focus on restoration. We're going to focus on the wholeness of our mind. And in each one of these segments, you'll hear me refer to a particular step. And these steps will be coming from the 13 steps of consecration. And at the end of this particular segment, I will give you the website address where you can go on and you can download. You can go click on the website. You can download these 13 steps of consecration. And this is what I will encourage you to do. I will encourage you that as you download, if you are able to print it or to print off copies, print off about 3 or 4 copies. I want you to put these copies in places where you go on a regular basis, someplace where you spend time throughout the day. Because in the day, you're going to have to be able to refer back to these particular steps to actually see which step that you can find yourself in at that time. And in some of the segments, I may speak anywhere on 1 to 2 of these steps at a time. These steps that I speak about, they're designed to help you to get your mind right. That's what they're designed to do. And in this particular segment, I want to deal with just 2 of the steps. Is speaking, which is going to be step 4. And then I want to speak about step 8, letting it go. In order to be able to be free, for our mind to come back into being a right mind, we're going to have to open up our mouth. The release comes from us being able to have the mentality to come out of an unhealthy place. We have to say, in this place, I am, and I am here because you give the reasons. And then you say, but I gave permission to, I gave somebody access to whatever it is that caused whatever you're holding on to that's holding you captive. You have to now be able to say what it is from your voice. Open up your mouth. Speak. Speak. That's why the other step 8, it says to let go. Now, in your letting go, guess what? It's no guarantee of how it's going to come out. You may have to cry. You may have to yell. You may scream. You may have to hit on something. But there has to be a release. And it has to come forth from your mouth. Whenever you're prepared to let go from the mind, it's going to come out of the mouth. Who knows how you're going to let it go? In this place, I will encourage you. Because in the 13 steps of consecration, one thing that you're encouraged to do is to get a partner. Someone that you can be accountable to, and someone that will also hold you accountable. Think about this in considering who it is you will choose as an accountability partner. And I say that because whoever you choose they will have to have the capacity to be able to hold what it is you're going to release. They're going to have to be able, without having their own emotion or allowing you to be emotional, to then come into that place where you are, and they're going to have to be able to hold. They will have to be the vessel that as you pour into them, they will have the capacity to hold everything that you're saying to them without emotion. Find you somebody. It may take you several tries. But if you get a person that says, you know what, I'm going through, I got enough on my plate, I can't deal with nothing else. In that place, you invite that person to do the same thing that you're doing when you went to them. You invite them to get them an accountability partner. You invite them to come back and to listen to these segments, because help is in the house. All you have to do is just tune in, listen in, click on the videos. Whenever you're able to open up your mouth, out of the abundance of the heart, your mouth will speak. Find you someone that whenever you speak, they can hear you. And even in places, they can intercede for you on your behalf. Because also in the 13 steps, you're going to find out that prayer is one of them, is one of the steps. But your speaking is going to be so important. It is critical that you open up your mouth. Your release is in your mouth. Health for your mind is going to come out of your mouth. This is the first segment. I told you that at the end that I would give you the website address. You can now click on www.truelifefellowship.net. On there, you will find the materials that you need for consecration. You will find the 13 steps. I again encourage you to print the 13 steps of consecration off. I want you to put it in different places, in your home, on your job, wherever you spend any amount of time at. And I want you to refer to these steps from time to time. And I want you to be able, and it's critical also, that you will get an accountability partner, and that you all will go through. The more you speak, the freer you're going to find yourself becoming. It's time that we give up being a crypt keeper, keeping these things in us. It's time that you take your power back. The things that's on the inside, the things that we hold in our mind, that we think we can't tell nobody, that we think that brings us shame. Take your power back. Give yourself permission. Take your power back. Open up your mouth and speak. Mental health, it really do matter. And the matter of the heart is the heart of the matter. Until the next segment, be blessed.